Hey guys, this is Skylar from Weavium here. Today I'm going to be introducing our newest stack, RSS Architect. So in this video I'm going to explain to you what it is. I'm going to show you examples so you can see what you can create out of it, and then we are very quickly going to create something together so you can see how it works. And I'm going to try to do this very quickly just because it's a quick intro video. So let's get started. The first thing is what is RSS Architect? So basically what RSS Architect is a stack that allows you to pull in RSS feeds. It allows you to see a snapshot of all the data that can be accessed from your feed, and then it allows you to create your own custom template from the RSS feed data using a bunch of tools that we have included for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at some examples so you can see what I'm talking about. So here you'll see I've got this RSS feed pulled up. An RSS feed typically looks like this with some XML data, and inside of it we usually have items like this, and each item has a title, a link, a description, category, publish date, author, etc. Every RSS feed is different, but typically they have some attributes like this. So RSS Architect allows you to take a cleaner look at this data and create your own custom template on your page to display it however you want. And this is something that I really want to point out about RSS Architect, is that there are already RSS stacks out there, but many of them are limited to the type of data that you can display on your page, and they're also limited to the design and layout in which you can display them. And so what I wanted to do with RSS Architect is I wanted to create a stack that removes these limitations. I wanted to create a stack that allows you to access whatever data comes from your RSS feed, and I wanted to create a bunch of tools that allow you to display it on your page however you want, whatever design, whatever style, whatever layout you choose. And so this is exactly what RSS Architect does. So if we go over to this next tab here, you'll see that I have turned this XML feed from theguardian.com into this nice looking template here. So I've gone through each of the items and I have created this template which displays for each one. It shows the title of the item, it shows the author, some image that comes with the item, and for the list of categories we have created this nice group of buttons that links to the category on the news page. And this happens for each item in the list like so. So as you can see, it's already very cool. We're taking the data from an RSS feed and creating our own custom layout for that data. As I mentioned earlier, I said you can view a clean snapshot of the data that comes with it. So this page is actually a preview in RapidWeaver, and when you preview RSS Architect in RapidWeaver, in the bottom right hand corner here you get this nice RSS Architect button. So if you click on the button, it opens up this RSSA feed snapshot. And what a feed snapshot is, it's basically a summary of the data that comes with your RSS feed, and it lists each of the items like so. So if you click on an item, you open it up, you'll see we got this super clean looking summary of the data for each item in our template. It also comes with these clickable attributes. So if you click on it, it copies it like that, which makes it really quick and easy to create templates on your page. So you see the first item, we've got a title, a link, a description like so. Then we've got the categories, which you'll notice show up as a list in the data snapshot. So each item in the list has a text and a domain, which we can loop through later on and create something cool on our page. So this is the RSSA feed snapshot that comes with it. This is the basic concept. Now I will show you guys a few more examples just so you can see what other things you can create from RSS Architect. So going to the next tab here, you'll see this time I have taken an RSS feed from the popular design site Dribbble and turned it into this neat looking slider. So you'll notice that we're not just limited to creating lists with RSS Architect. We can also create sliders. You'll see here I've got a title, an image which I've used as a background, the designer name, the publish date, and a bunch of tags here, which link to tags on the Dribbble website. And then if we click through these navigation arrows, we can slide through each of the items like so. Going on to the next tab, you'll see I have taken the iTunes Top Albums charts. There was an RSS feed for this, which was pretty cool. And I have created a list and a slider from the data, just to show you guys what you can make. So this is the same RSS feed data displayed in two different ways. So here we've got on the top a list with the album artwork, the album title, the artist, and a button here, which if you click it, actually goes to the album page on iTunes. This is very cool, and this is done using the RSS button stack, which is included. If we go to the slider here below, it's the same as before. We can slide through each of the items and see what is included. Taking a look at the next example, this one is a movie charts RSS feed. I've displayed the movie artwork here, the title, the release date, the genre, the director, and a button to the movie page. So if you notice here, all of the RSS feeds are different. They have different things. For example, this one comes with the release date and the genre of the movie and the director. So this is why limiting the RSS data is kind of a bummer with the other stacks, in my opinion. It's nice to be able to access different types of data in different ways so that you can use whatever data comes with your RSS feed and display it on your page however you want. If we take a look at the next example, you'll see I've got some Instagram feeds. So I found out that you can actually turn Instagram pages into RSS feeds, which is very cool. So what I've done here is I've taken 3 different Instagram accounts and I have displayed them. I have created a custom template for each one, just to show you guys that you can use RSS Architect to create whatever you want. So each one of these is displayed in its own different way. This one's kind of basic, this one's a little bit more modern, and this one is a super modern with rounded corners, button to the post at the top, description here, etc. And then the last example I want to show you guys is this ESPN RSS feed. This is just a slider. We've got the same thing, an image with the release date, a title, the author, a list of categories, and we can slide through the items below. Okay, so this just shows you guys what kind of awesome content you can create with RSS Architect. Now let's go ahead and jump into RapidWeaver and we will create our own custom layout with an RSS feed. So we're actually going to use the same ESPN RSS feed here, which I found at espnfc.com/blogs/RSS. So I will copy this layout and then we will jump over to RapidWeaver. Okay, so if we open up RapidWeaver, we create a new project. We go over here, we create a blank stacks page, and then we search in the library for RSSA. You'll see we get the group of all the stacks included with RSS Architect. So you'll notice we've got this main RSS Architect stacked here, along with a group of other stacks that you can use to help make your custom template. So we've got a button stack, a column container, an icon, an image, a row container, a text HTML which helps you display text and HTML markdown dates, etc. And then we've got this repeat stack which allows you to loop through lists of data like we mentioned before. So if we go ahead and drag this RSS Architect stack onto our page, you'll notice we've got a place to paste our URL, which we copied before right here. So I'm going to Command V to paste that URL in, and then we're going to quickly preview this page. So because we don't have anything in our template, you'll see that nothing shows up, but we do get the RSS Architect button in the corner. which if we open up gives us a summary of our data. Now we can see which sort of attributes we can access inside of the template that we're going to be creating. So we can access the title, the description, link, publish date. We've actually got a URL to an image, which is useful here, and then a list of categories below. We're going to be making something really simple for now, but I'll show you guys how you can access data attributes in RSS Architect. So let's start with the main stack here. We're going to turn the max number of items down to 5. We're going to leave it as a list instead of a slider. We're going to increase the spacing to 20 pixels between each items. We're going to set the max width to 500 pixels. And we are going to add some padding around the edges. Let's just do a padding of 30 pixels for now. Now if we scroll down, you'll see in our content section, we've got a header section, a repeated feed item template section, which is where you will be adding all the content that will be repeated for your RSS feed items, and a footer section to add content below if you wish. Right now we're just going to be adding content to the repeated feed item template section. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a container that will be wrapped around each feed item. So if we go back to our library, you notice we've got these two containers, a row container and a column container. The only difference is that the column container aligns whatever content is inside horizontally, like so, and the row container aligns whatever content is inside vertically, like so, from top to bottom. Otherwise, these stacks are exactly the same. In this case, we're going to stack things from top to bottom, so we're going to take the row container and place it inside of our template. The next thing we're going to do is style the container. So let's go down here. You see we've got all these styles. We're going to add a colored background of white. We're going to work our way up. We're going to add a small shadow around the edges. Change the opacity of the shadow to something lighter. We're going to add some padding on the inside, 15 pixels all around, and a radius of 5 pixels. Okay, pretty good. That should be all we need to do. After that, let's actually drag in some text. So we'll drag in an RSS text stack like so. And you'll see in the text stack we can mix plain text and item attributes. So you might be wondering what this item attribute is. It comes from, if we look in our snapshot, these attributes here. So you notice item.title will return the title of the item. So this says text or attributes item.title, and you'll notice that the difference between the data and the text, the plain text, is that the data is wrapped in double curly braces like so. So this is how we mix data and text. So if I wanted to, I could say, for example, title, colon, and then just leave it as item title here. And then if we preview this again in our browser, let's close the old preview, you'll see we get title colon plus the title of the article, limited to 5 items with our nice container surrounding each one. This is exactly what we want. So we're mixing plain text content with RSS feed data content like so. So let's go ahead and clean this up a bit. We are going to remove this plain text. We're just going to stick with the title. We're going to shrink the font size down, make it bold. Then we're going to copy and paste this title because we want to have another piece of text. We're going to shrink the size down a little bit smaller, remove the bold, and we're going to create it to be a lighter gray text color. We're also going to add some margin on the top of maybe 10 pixels. And then this time, instead of the item title on the inside, what we're going to do is delete that text. We're going to go over, look inside of our snapshot, and we're going to paste something else. We're going to use another attribute. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this creator text here. So you notice with this purple attribute, this means that this attribute has sub-attributes, which means it has multiple values inside of one attribute. In this case, we've got the text and this sort of XML data. What we want to do is grab this text, so we can just simply click to copy. As I mentioned before, go back into RapidWeaver, paste that in, and that should be it. Go back to our preview, refresh, and boom, we've got our title, which we've changed to bold, and the author right below it, like so. Already pretty cool, right? The last thing we're going to do in this example is we're going to paste an image, the image from the article here. So we will drag the image in there. You'll notice that with the image, it's connected to a data attribute. It doesn't have to be. I'll show you in the settings panel here. You've got options where to drag the image from. You can drag it from an attribute, you can pull it from a plain image in RapidWeaver, or you can extract it. And this is kind of a special feature. It allows you to search through HTML content and extract the image from it. Sometimes with RSS feeds, they don't always give you a nice clean image URL included with the data. Sometimes they just give you plain HTML content. So for those cases, this is a very useful option. You just give it the attribute name of the HTML and it will search for an image for you. We're going to stick to the basic because in our feed there was an image URL attribute. So if we go back over to our snapshot, we look down, you notice we have this description here. This is actually plain HTML, which is why it shows up like this. So in this case, we would have to extract it. So I don't want to use that one just yet. What I want to use instead is this item enclosure attribute, which I notice has a URL to a JPEG image. So if I copy this, I go back to RapidWeaver, and in this image attribute, I just paste the value like so. Notice I don't have to use double curly braces because it's simply inside of the attribute here, or inside of the input here. And then I've also got the alt text, which I'm going to set to the title of the article. That's actually it. So now if I preview this in the browser, you see we're getting our image, our title, and our author like so. And then the last thing maybe we could do just to clean things up a bit is maybe add some margin on the bottom of this image like so. And maybe we will add a little dash next to our author. So go back, refresh our preview, and voila. Look at this. This is super awesome. We've basically taken some plain XML RSS data. We have created our own template with an image, a title, a creator, and then we have turned it into whatever we want on our web page. And this is just scratching the surface. You can take this data, whatever data comes with your feed, and display it on your page however you want. So I hope you guys enjoyed this intro video to RSS Architect. I hope it gave you a good glimpse of what the stack can do. And I look forward to seeing your guys' creations. So thank you so much. Take care.